Welcome to Flory Models Daily Show here on Wednesday the 14th September 2016, and it's absolutely scorcher. At 10 o'clock this morning, it's 25 degrees out there. It is absolutely going to roast. They're forecasting it to be the hottest September day in 100 years here. So needless to say, I was going to do a bit of airbrushing and painting, but I'm thinking probably not a good idea in this heat. I might as well just wait a couple of days and then we'll do it properly and make our way through. So that said, I have been making my way for the last hour, still doing tracks. So we're working our way through on these guys. So these are these ones, which I have to say are pretty good. If I can get the camera to lock in. There we go. So these are the Chieftain ones, MTL 35079. I have got quite a few dodgy ones. Now these are sort of mismolded ones, like you can probably see here. You know, great if you're doing damaged and various bits and pieces like that, but yeah, I can't really use them, and it's going to be close, and I mean really close, because at this point I'm actually going to be won over, because these ones I can't use. These seem to be all okay, but occasionally, and there's another one, so now I'm in trouble because this is another misdone one. So I've counted these out, so apparently it is 97 per side, but the trouble being is, over here, this is actually going to make 96 for one side. So yeah, going to be interesting. I might be able to find one of these, because I have got some of these which have got holes in. You can probably see they're down there like that. So hopefully we'll be okay. So I'm going to do that for the next couple of hours. To do one side, it took me 3 hours. So I'm hoping I'm going to get a bit quicker as we make our way on. But so it's really hot today. I've caught up with a few bits and pieces. I've sent out some parcels that needed to go out, and some bottling and various bits and pieces we had to do. So I've been doing really all of that this morning. Thanks for the feedback on the cameras. It's not, the lens hasn't got overspray on, and it's not inside. I think what it is, you have to imagine, like this camera here, to be honest, it's always on. You might notice it's on now. They are always on. They're not always recording, but they're always on, purely because they all feed through this giant system, and they go into this box and they go off to over to the PCs. That's why it's Cable City up there. But from an age point of view, that is the oldest. That's the oldest 800 series, and I think that's what it is. I've got a feeling it's just the sensors wearing out, because they're on basically 12 to 18 hours a day. Okay, I should turn them off. Note to self, turn them off. These other two up here are the younger version. These are the 900 series Panasonics up there, which are the younger ones. Now I have got the 4K one as well, which is what I got down and I put in spray bay yesterday. If you guys that watch it, you'll notice that one's a lot sharper. That's the new 4K one. Just the trouble I have with it is the file size is absolute ridiculous, and then crunching it, and in software editing and that. The new computer copes with it no problem at all, you know, thank God. But the old one certainly doesn't like crunching on 4K, because the file sizes are horrendous. You've got to imagine it's 4 times 1080. That's the way to look at it. And you think 1080 is basically a megabyte a second. So it's 4 meg per second it's recording at. So you can do the maths. To a half-hour show, 4 cameras running, all in 4K, would be horrendous, let alone trying to stream it and everything. So for the minute, I think we're not going to go 4K. We're just going to stick with the 1080, and we're going to do that business. Apologies yesterday for the sound. It's totally my fault. What it was, I had the VR on in the morning, and then I forgot to turn it off. So the VR was running literally all day. And I wonder why my graphics card was just not hot and making, you know, the fans were on, but they were only spinning around about 300. You guys that have got the new 10 series will know. That's nothing, so I'm not worried about it. But when obviously we started doing streaming, we had Skype coming in, we've obviously got the studio software running as well, all on that one computer. That's why all of a sudden it started to get very hot. The cooling system was working fine. It was cutting in and out. That was the lawnmower sound you guys were hearing. It was just because every now and again, obviously it's water cooled, that one, but it has a radiator like a car. Those fans cut in and they can be quite noisy as it's bringing down the temperature. It worked extremely well. I'm very happy with the computer now. It's working a dream, touch wood. We've had no problems. It hasn't even coughed once since they fixed it. But that is the problem. But I'm really thinking the trouble with the camera is that one over there is just really just getting old. So what I'm going to do is probably shift one of these above here over to there, because obviously it doesn't get used as much behind, and we'll put the 4K one up above for an overall effect, and we're going to have a change round. So what I'll probably do is this weekend, to be honest, I'm really busy, I've got family commitments, but maybe on Friday I'm going to redo this paint rack get all of that sorted, and I'll probably go through the camera rig, give them all a clean, sort them all out and everything else like that, so they're all fine. But you know, obviously dirt and debris getting inside them, yes, it does happen. They have fans, don't forget, that suck cool air in to cool them. Well, in our environment, that's sucking rubbish in as well, so you do have to be a little bit careful with it, but needless to say, we'll hopefully get that fixed. So I'm going to spend the morning and hopefully until the sort of, you know, a little bit of the afternoon playing with tracks, getting that done. I have edited already this morning and it's ready to go up. It's going to be part 3 of the Chieftain, which will literally get you to the tracks, I say, and next we do the tracks. So I'm doing those now and working our way through with it. Good thing with the Chieftain, we do a little bit of photo etch work. Some of the questions we had up yesterday were talking about basic photo etch. I've done baskets and things like that on the side of it. They're all in photo etch, a little bit of folding, nothing really taxing, just taking your time and everything else like that will be absolutely fine. So there we go, let's get on with some tracks. So okay, today didn't go exactly as planned. I got everything I needed to do, but to be honest with you, we've had such a rush on with the pigments. And when I say rush, you know, we talk about the Flory effect, that companies get stripped out and all the rest of it. I don't expect it to happen to us, but literally you guys have gone absolutely crazy for the pigments and the pigment sets and everything else like that. So much so that the guys, we've got the pigment, don't get us wrong, but they're actually having to bottle it or put it into these pots, label it, and then they're going out as fast as the guys are doing this. So to be honest, myself and Mel have been doing it with them this afternoon to try and keep up with the orders. So that means there is a slight delay, because I know today's lot have gone out now just after 4 o'clock. So they've gone out to the post office and all the rest of it, and some of the orders didn't make it today. So they will go out over the next following days. But by Friday, they'll be completely caught up and everything will be good to go. It's just that unusually we get caught up with the actual orders. And normally we don't get the Flory effect ourselves. And now I know what it must be like for these companies getting it, because I've never known orders like it, quite frankly. It's absolutely sky high, bags and bags. Amazingly, we've had 2 Spitfires. If anybody knows, we've had 2 Spitfires in formation flying around here, South Devon, for the last couple of days. We've had 1, and now we've had 2. And to be honest, about 2 hours ago, I had a beautiful sight of both Spitfires, probably only about 1,500 feet, travelling along just merrily together in lovely wingtip formation, and then both pulled a nice little bank, and it's pure blue skies out there today. It's absolutely beautiful, very, very hot, and it's fantastic. So if anyone does know why the Spitfires are down here in South Devon, let me know, because I'd love to know what they're up to. Anyway, today it's all about the actual Chieftain. We're going to be to really this stage. When you'll see the video, you'll talk about what I'm doing here. But the Chieftain is now together, and I have to say, from a build point of view, it's probably one of the best bits of armour I've done. It's been one of those things where everything's gone together really well. The details are very crisp, they're very sharp, and even, to be honest, the one little problem, if you call it like that, is this side part is obviously an afterthought that goes on for all the different versions of Chieftain. That went down fine, because all we did was use a little bit of styrene filler job that I make up, popped a bit of that in, trimmed it with a knife, just, you know, scratched it clean, and it's good to go. But it is absolutely fantastic. I love the way that the fit is on this. It is almost on a level with sort of, you know, your Mengs of this world, or anything that Tamiya could do. Really, really nice. So that is now complete and it's all together, so I can report, build it. It's fantastic, absolutely beautiful, no problem at all. So what I did all day yesterday, and to be honest, quite a large part of the morning, was work on the tracks, which is in soak at the moment, in the old black in it, and they'll be in there. It's been in there 20 minutes and nothing's happened. Is that normal? Probably. Okay, but I have to say, these metal tracks as well, no problem at all. I was really worried we didn't have enough. When I was talking to Matt when he was here yesterday, we were saying about, I don't think you got enough there, and I must admit I was really, really worried, because we started getting misshapes and stuff like that, but actually we're all okay. So we've got lots of them down there. So I'm going to leave that in soak for the next God knows how long, until it starts to work, and then what we're going to do is we'll talk about obviously painting, weathering tracks, and we've got all these separate blocks which are on this Wow, it's all welded together actually. I hope that's all right. No, there we go. We got the actual blocks, which are the track pads, which are going to go in, which is a very nice touch because they're in here and they fit absolutely fantastic. So we can fit those in afterwards. Thank you to everybody, including a guy who's worked on these things. I've got your email literally just before I came down here and filled this. Sorry, I've forgotten your name. I'll get back to you in about an hour. But absolutely fantastic. Who's told me a lot of technical details about this, how the paint call out is wrong. Right, okay, so that's interesting to know. And he's put me in the right direction for doing it and saying how they were kept almost like showroom condition because they were the pride of the sort of the squadron and all the rest of it, and they were kept absolutely immaculate and everything else like that. So that's how I'm going to weather it now. I'm going to keep it pretty clean, a little bit of streaking work obviously, but we're not going to be doing any sort of, you know, heavy weathering and everything else on that on it. I'm going to show through that camo, but he did speak about how that it's talking about the olive drab colour in the callouts. They're wrong. It should be NATO black and various things like that, and the bits around the front. So thank you to him for that one, and we're looking forward to painting that one next week. So tomorrow there'll be no vlog in the traditional sense of it because me and Matt are going off to RNS Yelverton to the Fleet Air Arm Museum to have a look around that tomorrow. So I'm going to vlog all that. I'll take my cameras with it and I'll edit it and get that up with you actually on Friday. Tomorrow I've already recorded it because obviously I'm off tomorrow. You're going to get the review for the TIE Fighter. We've spoken about it. We're going to be putting it up against everybody else's TIE Fighter to see how that one comes along as well. So anyway, that's about it from today. Go off now and see part 3 now? Part 3 of the actual Chieftain. Cracking build. If you're into armour, you thought about doing armour, I can highly recommend this kit. And these tracks haven't been that bad at all. Time. And as I say about it, probably better to do it in perhaps 10 links every now and again as you're waiting for things to dry, and you should be absolutely fine with it. So there we go, guys. Happy modelling, take care, and I'll catch you all tomorrow.